Hey guys, Chad here with the Reptile Rangers. Now I've got my right-hand man here with me, my little buddy. This is Balian, and we're going to talk today about reptile pets. What are good first-time reptile pets, good starter pets? Now, there's many different types of good reptiles out there, and I'm probably not going to cover every single one of them. There's so many out there, but we have some that are very prevalent in the reptile market. They're absolutely everywhere, easy to find in any pet store, any exotic expo, any exotic animal expo convention. You can find them online. They're out there. They're prevalent. And then there's going to be some that's not so readily available, or maybe not so prevalent in the market, that do make actually good pets as well. Some that may be becoming more popular, and some that's just now being brought in and bred in captivity, and we're starting to learn that, hey, these make great animals too. All right, so here we go. This is Chad and Balian, and we're going to start with good first-time reptile pets. Now, to get started, the first ones, of course, absolutely. Balian, what do you have there?
The ball python.
All right, he's got the ball python. I've got the bearded dragon. Hands down, the two #1 best pets that you can have in the reptile trade. The bearded dragon for the lizard side, the ball python for the snake side. Now, there are a lot of other good lizards and snakes. We're going to go over some of them, and I'm going to show you some of them. I'm not going to show you some of them. Some of them I'm just going to kind of run over, okay? So with the ball python, we know them as pet rocks in the industry, all right? These guys are absolutely lazy snakes. They don't get all that big. They're not a dangerous animal. They don't squeeze really all that hard. They make a great pet for kids, for first-timers, for experts like myself and other people in the industry. If we're tired of messing with the things that want to kill us all the time and we want just something lazy and laid back, the ball python fits that need. So does the bearded dragon. The bearded dragon, like the iguana back here behind me, a lot of the old myths, and one of the things is these guys don't make a great pet. Okay, it takes a lot of time and work. They can become a really cool animal that you can work with, but by and large, you see these guys and they got these big green iguanas. They're walking around with them, and that's a real rarity. Okay, the iguanas, not a good first time pet. And you've got carnivals, and you've got other different places that like to give baby iguanas away for free. Half the time people don't even know how to take care of them and don't do the research, so they end up killing them before they get too old anyways. Or the animal just starts getting so big and so aggressive that they just turn them over to places like zoos and rescues and humane societies and things like that. They're just trying to give them away, okay? So iguanas, now they don't make good pets. But these guys right here absolutely make good pets. Easy to care for. They require a decent size habitat. I mean, you're talking something like a 40 breeder, 55 long. You can do a 75, 120. You can do custom tanks. A lot of people will use jewelry display cases as bearded dragon habitats, and those are perfect. Those are absolutely great. But they don't require a mass amount of space like what an iguana does. Overall, or a monitor or a Tegu, which Tegu, by the way, and I'll show you that here in a minute if you haven't seen any of our other videos, but Tegu can be a great pet. Kind of like with the iguana, you put the time into them, and they can make a great pet. They settle down very easily when you've taken the time to put into them. The ball pythons, they make a great pet because their feeding is really easy as well. Okay, usually the typical feeding schedule is like every 2 weeks. You feed them an appropriate size rat every 2 weeks. Easy cleanup. They generally eat once every 2 weeks. They may have bowel movements, once a week, once every other week, something like that. It's not very often. Otherwise, all you got to do is just handle them. They're very simple pets, not aggressive at all. They get the term ball python because whenever you touch them on the head, all they want to do is just curl back into the ball. That's their defense mechanism, okay? So that's two, okay? The bearded dragon, great lizard. The ball python, absolutely great snake. That's two. Let's see some more. Okay, so two more. These are lizards, okay? Now, absolutely awesome little lizards. One is the crested gecko. All right, see, now check this out. See this little guy right here? These guys right here are known as the eyelash geckos. We have some other videos about them, but these are amazing little pets, okay? Now, the crested gecko is a tropical species. They don't require a lot of high heat. That's one of the things that makes them so great. They do tend to settle down, kind of like a bearded dragon. They can become very, very friendly over time. But with their habitat, one of the things that makes them so easy is just hands down the habitat and the diet. You don't have to feed these guys bugs if you don't want to. They eat a powdery water diet mix, kind of like think about baby formula and water. It's the same concept, but it's a good high nutritional diet that you mix in with water. And they come and they lick it up. You can see some of the previous videos of a crested gecko eating down through our list. So feel free to go check that out. But these guys right here, absolutely amazing little lizards. They do get a little bit bigger than this, about the same size as a full-grown leopard gecko. The crested gecko is a very, very popular, becoming a very popular little lizard pet. Simple little animal, as long as they're taken care of right. Now, I've got next to me here, Balian's got the Chinese water dragon. Have the same bad attitude as an iguana would have. The Chinese water dragon is a tropical species as well. They do need quite a bit of water space, hence the name Chinese water dragon. They love playing in the water. But these guys settle down tremendously. They are almost strictly bug eaters. Every once in a while you might get one to eat a vegetable and a fruit, but they're simple pets. They don't get nowhere near as big as the iguanas do either. You're talking usually somewhere between 2.5 and about 4 foot tip to tip, okay? The Chinese water dragon is an absolutely amazing lizard. Variety of bugs, and you can put a harness on them, you can put a leash on them. A lot of people will walk these kind of guys along with like some of the bigger lizards. They're a medium-sized lizard, but really laid back lizards. So these are two more of the really great choices of pets as far as reptiles goes. Okay, now here we've got one of my all-time favorite lizards. This is one of my babies right here. This here is pretty boy. This is the black and white Argentine Tegu. Okay, now the Tegus, yes, they do get bigger. Okay, they are a apex predator in their country. Okay, these guys are carnivorous hunting lizards. They do eat eggs, things like that. They will go in and raid nests, crocodilian, caimans, birds, snake eggs, things like that. They'll eat eggs as well, but these guys right here are absolutely amazing animals. These are known as the MacGyver lizard. They're incredibly intelligent animals. They remember immense amount of things. They're awesome fun animals. A lot of people will even let them free run their homes, free run their inside the property. Let them enjoy actually moving around and just being a lizard. Now these guys, they do have an obvious potential danger side to them because they are a little bit bigger. But with the amount of time that you spend with these animals is the amount of companionship you'll get back out of them. Now you got to remember, these are still wild animals, and I mean they still have what they're supposed to do as far as nature goes. But again, these are amazing lizards, and they can be a lot of fun to have, a lot like the bearded dragons can. Now, some of the other ones are monitors. Some of your monitors do really well, okay? Now, I can't say it's a good first-time pet because monitors, that's a little bit more of an experienced care, okay? They do make really cool pets like the Tegus here. But again, by and large, the Tegu is probably one of the Argentine black and white. Now, the Argentine, he's probably one of the easier ones to deal with, more laid back. Working with them, especially if you're talking a first-time lizard or at least a second lizard, and you've already got some experience with a bearded dragon, you're experienced with the care of working with a reptile, dealing with a reptile, then the Tegu is not a bad second step. Okay, now this is just some of the ones that make a good first-time pet. Now there are some other ones, some that we don't have here today: corn snakes, milk snakes. Some of your rat snakes can be good. Some of them are not good first-timers, and some of them are good first-timers. You got other lizards like blue-tongued skinks and uromastyx and leopard geckos. Are okay in that category as well. And there are a lot of different, what would be classified as a good first-time pet. The children's python, the spotted python, the rosy boa, the sand boas can be a really good one. Again, the list goes on and on and on for what is a good first-time pet. What we're trying to do here today is just go over some of the more mainstream good starter reptilian pets, like the dragon, the ball python, the tegu, the water dragon, the crested gecko, of course, like I said, the uromastix, blue-tongued skink, and so you have a lot of different types of animals, reptiles, that make a good first-time pet. Now, I cannot go through a good first-time reptile pet without going to my hard-shelled friends. Most of you know that's the reason we started the medical center, was for my love of hard-shelled animals. We have a tortoise that survived a house fire, and we did all the medical work on him, kept him when we were done. We had to create all kinds of things to get him up off the ground and be able to push IV and morphine and antibiotics and cream on the third-degree burns that he had. But hard-shelled animals, I absolutely love those things. Like this guy right here, this is the red-footed tortoise. Awesome animal. These make a great first-time pet. They're what we consider a medium-sized tortoise, okay? From Central South America, they get anywhere from about 13 to, they can reach as much as 18, 19, 20 inches long. About the good size of a small watermelon, okay? The sulcata is always a very popular one, but you got to remember that baby little golf ball size sulcata, and we'll show you a picture of that, but that baby sulcata turns into anything from a 80-pound female, 60, 70, 80-pound female to up to a 200-pound male, like what we'll show you in Fritz out here. Now, these guys are awesome. They do make great pets, but you got to be prepared for the amount of space that you're going to have for them, okay? They need substantial space. Now, with any kind of animal you have, yes, they need a decent amount of space. So, you know, realistically, it's kind of like when you've seen the episode of Balian talking about the aquatic turtles and these stupid little shops wanting to put this small little hermit crab critter keeper. Oh, yeah, you can keep that baby turtle in there. A bunch of rejects. I mean, just, it's essentially, no, that's a joke. That's like trying to put you and make you live in a bathtub or in a shower all of your life. That's essentially the amount of space you're giving. So whatever animal you have, it needs to have the appropriate amount of space for its size. Does it need the Taj Mahal? Does it need, you know, a massive 20 by 20 pen? Absolutely not. Not unless it gets, you know, 10, 15, 16 feet. Then it needs a 20 by 20 or bigger. But again, the point is they need enough space to be able to move, exercise, and hide. Now, another really good one, the eastern box turtles in some states are illegal to have or own without certain permits. In some states, they're perfectly legal to own or have. Eastern box turtles, absolutely fantastic little turtle. The little bitty turtles, about the same size. Russian tortoises are the exact same size as the box turtles. They make a great first-time tortoise pet, and they're a small species, okay? Now, there's many other species of tortoises. I haven't found really a bad tortoise yet. There's the Russians, there's the redfoots and yellowfoots and the marginated and the Hermans and the star tortoises, and you got the sulcatas and the leopards and the aldebras, and the list just goes on and on and on and on. And I mean, all these animals are absolutely awesome. Just got to make sure the right diet, the right habitat, and the right amount of space. But there's nothing like being able to call your tortoise or him recognize you, and you come over and you start hand feeding him and start interacting with him and having just a good bonding experience with your tortoise. So again, nothing wrong with the hard-shelled animals, and they're easy animals too. Some of your aquatic turtles do okay. Some of them are a little bit more nippy. They're more like fish. They'd rather just you feed them and leave them alone. That's the way a lot of the aquatic turtles are. But tortoises is a little bit different. They actually don't mind the interaction with humans. Of course, they see us as a food source, not actually to eat us, but as a food source of feeding them, of giving them things that they want. But they do have a recognition of who we are and do become adjusted to us. So let's take a look at of course, Fritz here, and I'll show you one of the big sulcatas. We'll show you a baby Russian tortoise, and we're going to show you, not Russian, but a baby redfoot. We're going to show you a couple of different species of tortoises here. Now, this right here is Fritz. Now, see, he is a full-grown African spur-thighed tortoise, also known as the sulcata. This guy right here is about 195 to 200. He's, you know, give or take, you're looking about 3.5 feet from tip to tip. Now, this is a big boy. Now, a baby sulcata would be about that big around, sitting right on top of him. These guys start off absolutely small, and they turn out huge. So here is a sulcata. This one right here that Balian's holding is probably somewhere around 7 or 8 years old, okay? Now, that's compared to a 47-year-old. Now, this is one of our baby redfoot tortoises. Now, look how cute this little guy is. Now, see, they start off, and this is going to be compared to my finger. Okay, so there's my thumb. They're cute little guys. Probably the redfoots is one of my favorite tortoises because of the color that they have. They have these bright red colored forearms or shins to the front legs. You can see they got the yellow on top of the head. Some of them are called cherry head, and they'll have a red head instead of that yellow head. As they grow, they have that black shell like you seen when Balian was holding them, with those little pearl yellowish knobs on the top of each scute. So we have a scute and a scute and a scute. And all of those are scute. Okay, guys. So, Balian, which one do you like? Which one do you like as pets?
I would have to go with the crested gecko.
You like the crested gecko?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other good first-time pets that you like? I mean, even the ones that we mentioned. That's fine. Which ones do you like? The beardy?
Blue-tongued skinks are really cool.
Yeah, blue tongues are cool.
I like the redfoots and the sulcatas.
I got you. All right, so there is some of the first time reptile pets. Okay, guys, like I said, this is just a few of them. The amount of reptile species out there is really endless. But we just give an overview of some of the more popular ones and a little bit of a brief description about each one in the hopes that this gives you some kind of ideas as to if you're looking for your first reptile pet, then it gives you the ideas of the ones to kind of search for instead of just aimlessly looking through different reptile lists and thinking, oh, well, this one's cool, and not really knowing that much of information about it, or is it a good first-time pet? Because some no, absolutely are not good first-time reptile pets. But anyways, this is Chad and Balian. This is first-time reptile pets. Which ones are good ones? At least a few of them. Now, we're at the Kernersville Reptile Zoo. Make sure to go subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Tell us what you want to see. People are writing us in quite often, wanting to know information about different things. Could be medical, could be housing, could be ecosystems, specific animal itself and some information about it. Write us in, let us know what you want to hear about, okay? Until the next time, we'll either see you at the zoo or we'll see you on the next episode. Later.